Good morning, everyone. What a lovely day, and we're just so delighted that you've all joined us. My name is Barbara Talalian, and on behalf of the Friends of Armenian Heritage Park, Age Friendly Boston, and Oldways, it is my sheer pleasure to welcome you this morning to celebrating what unites us. This morning, we're celebrating African and Ethiopian heritage with Nahdra Kiros Mackenzie, co-owner with her husband, Jarif, of Oasis Vegan Veggie Parlor, located on Washington Street in the Four Corners in Dorchester. Yes, they are open for takeout. Their son, Lucy Duck, is the cameraman this morning, and we extend our appreciation to you as well. Deborah First, in a 2018 article in the Boston Globe titled "How One Black-Owned Vegan Restaurant Aims to Empower Its Neighborhood," wrote, "Oasis Vegan Parlor is the coziest corner at the Four Corners in Dorchester. Their owners, Jarif and Nahdra Kiros Mackenzie, are deeply spiritual, influenced by Rastafari and African traditions," she continues. This little restaurant is painted in vivid colors and filled with music, art, and the smell of good cooking, complex spices and bubbling coconut milk. A message written above a window reads, "Everything is made with love." "This looks like our home," she said. "This is about healing the community as well as healing ourselves. You do that by sending loving vibrations." So it's with sheer joy and pleasure we are sending our loving vibrations to each of you as we warmly welcome Nahdra this morning. Thank you for joining us. All set?
Hi, everyone. Hi, Barbara.
Thank you.
It's my honor.
We're delighted.
Happy to be here. Can you hear me okay?
You're perfect. Please
Oh,
start.
great.
Thank you.
And shall we start?
Please.
All right. Thank you so much. Greetings, everyone. My name is Nahdra, and I'm so happy to be joining you all. And I'm so happy to share some of our traditional recipes, all made with love. And hopefully you'll get some time and come visit us in the shop. Alrighty, so we're gonna start off with an Ethiopian salad over a hummus wrap. And the reason why I chose to add these two together is because the weather is so hot right now, and I love Ethiopian salad. It's very refreshing and it has a little kick to it. And I'm a big hummus head as well. So I thought this would be a cool, simple way to make a great meal that involves a lot of yummy veggies. And just keep in mind, you can always switch something up if you'd like. If you're not into hummus, you can use a garlic spread, or you can use a different kind of spread if you'd like. Alrighty, so today we are going to use a tortilla wrap. Often in our culture, we use injera, which is our traditional bread. It kind of tastes like a sourdough to many people, and it's kind of similar in shape, just a little bit bigger. But I decided to use a tortilla because it's a little easier to find. So if you're not familiar with making injera, you can use a tortilla. And this one is from Whole Foods. You know, Whole Foods has a lot of variety, but you really can make your own, or you can buy one from a store. And we strive to use ingredients that you can find easy, in many common grocery stores. So we're gonna start off with our tortilla. And we have traditional hummus, which is made from chickpeas. That is the base. Lemon, garlic, little tahini. sea salt if you'd like. So you can easily make your own, or you can buy any style of hummus that you prefer. I'll just read the ingredients that we have as well. We have tomatoes. You can use any type of tomato that you prefer, any shape. I like them a little bit bite-sized. So that's why we cut them in bite-sized pieces. We also have seasoned kale. It's not seasoned yet, but we will season it. And I'm a big kale head. I love kale on almost everything. It's not mandatory for you to use kale. It is alkaline. It's very healthy. But if you're not really into kale, you can use spinach. You can also use cabbage if you like. And if you're going to use cabbage, I would suggest to cut it very thin, sliced, for the easier access of crunch, and you don't want to compare it to the next dish. They're going to have bigger cabbage pieces, just a little bigger. Alrighty, and so here we have a variety of mixed peppers. We have red peppers, and we have yellow peppers, and then we have green peppers. You have to use all the peppers, your choice. We also have red onions.
Chef, you may want to adjust your camera.
All right, Barbara, can you see me okay?
You're actually upside down right now if you want to adjust the camera.
Yep, maybe if we do it that way.
There you go.
All right, perfect. So we'll leave it just like that. Thank you, cameraman. And we also have jalapeno peppers. Now, if you're not into spicy, you don't have to use the jalapeno peppers. And if you are into spicy and you don't have jalapeno peppers, you can use berbere, of course, which is our traditional Ethiopian spice. And if you don't have berbere, feel free to use a dash of cayenne or black pepper. And really just a dash will do it well, because you remember this is a salad over a hummus wrap. So you just want a little dash of spice, not too much. And then we have our organic lemon. And that's going to do it with a touch of oil of your choice. We're using olive oil for us. And now we'll get started with the hummus first. Taking our tortilla, butter knife.
You may want to adjust your camera one more time. We can't quite see. Looks like
One
maybe.
more time? Sure. All right, there we go. Thank you, Sarah. So I'm just spreading on the hummus. To each side of the tortilla or your injera or your any bread of your liking. Now this is when it comes to your preference. If you like a lot of hummus, you can put a lot on. If you prefer to be very smooth and not too hummusy, but just a little touch, then you can spread it onto your liking. I like to cover each side, every bit I can, of my injera or my tortilla. So I'm really going to each corner, and I'm big on every bite. You want to taste the ingredients. So I'm just spreading that on like so. As you can see, I didn't add a lot of hummus just because I know I'm going to add so many other great ingredients. And I want to make sure every bit is evenly spread. So you can just take a look at that. All righty. Thank you. All right, so now we have our hummus on our tortilla. I'm just gonna put that aside and start our salad. So any bowl to your liking that fits how big you want your salad. The first thing we're gonna put in is our tomatoes. And then we're going to add our mixed peppers. Again, you don't have to add mixed peppers, but if you're into peppers like I am, mixed peppers, I love the colors, you can put them right in. And our red onions. We're using red onions versus some of the other type of onions because the red is a little more sweeter in taste, and that's going to help all the flavors pop. And we're just going to give it a mix. And as simple as it is, it already looks so beautiful. And I'm going to grab my oil and add a little squirt. I tend to add my squirts in a circle because I feel like it covers a lot of bases, but it's not mandatory for you to do so. Just enough oil to get it a little bit lucrative here. Make it a little saucy. Look how beautiful that looks already. And so now I'm going to add my jalapenos. And as you can see, we have two different sizes here. So we have the circular kind for those who like it super spicy. And for those who like just a little bit of touch of jalapenos, you might want to go with this side. I'm going to go with this side because I like it to be evenly spread with the taste. So I'm adding in my jalapenos and just going to give it a little mix there. See how beautiful those colors look? I love it. And then next we'll add our kale. And as you guys can see, I'm using baby kale. I'm a true kale head, so you can use any type of kale you like. I like baby kale. I love dinosaur kale. I love all types of kale. But for your preference, you can choose whichever works best for you. I chose baby kale because it's a little softer, and I feel like that would work well with our wrap. All right, and then we're just going to give it a good mix. And you want to mix it up really, really well so that that olive oil soaks in that kale, and you get a beautiful, beautiful shine. Look at that. You see that shine? Yummy. Looking glorious. Ready for a photo shoot. Alrighty. So next, I'm going to cut my lemon. And I'm just going to cut it like so. And add a little squeeze of lemon juice. And this is an organic lemon. I suggest using fresh lemon because there's nothing like fresh food, you guys. So with the fresh lemon, you get a really powerful taste of that lemon flavor. But again, if you don't have organic lemon and you can find some lemon juice, go right ahead and purchase what you can purchase and use that lemon juice. I'm not going to stir it yet. I'm going to take a pinch of black pepper and just sprinkle it just a little bit. Just a little bit more. And I'm going to grab some sea salt. And add a little pinch of sea salt. Now, the sea salt isn't mandatory. It's optional. With the lemon, you'll find that lemon will give you a little bit of that salt flavor. and it'll make all the flavors pop as well, especially the jalapeno. And if you're not using jalapeno, the pepperoni or the cayenne or the little black pepper, any of those, that lemon will help make it pop. If you don't mind a little salt flavor, you can add a dash of sea salt. I only use sea salt, and I just put a tiny dash in. It's not mandatory, so it is your choice. And then after that, we give it a good mix. Give it a really great mix. I don't like wasting not one bit. I want to make sure I get everything all together and everything has a good flavor. And so as I'm mixing, my daily ritual, I guess you can say, when I'm cooking, is I am thinking about this tasting so amazing in my tummy, in my family's tummy, and anybody who's gonna eat it. I just picture people enjoying it. I enjoy it, and it's filled with so much love. So I take this time to really become connected with the food. I think it's so important for us to remember to become connected with our food, because we're going to eat it. And so no matter what you're making, no matter what recipe you're following, or if you're just freestyling or just creating magic in the kitchen, you want to connect with everything that you're going to put inside of you. So it's a really beautiful experience. Don't be afraid. Don't think, oh, I didn't do it right. Did I forget a step? You know, sometimes that helps create the magic on hand. So connect with your food, love it up, because you got to put it inside of you. So that part I feel like is vital with anything you're making, anything and everything. And now we have our wonderful Ethiopian salad. I'm going to give it a little taste because that's how I do. I like to taste it first before I give the okay. It is so refreshing. With the lemon and the olive oil, it's just like you're eating a yummy garden. I like gardens. So it is just fabulous, and I'm super excited about spreading it on top of our hummus wrap. So let's bring that back. We'll put this aside. And here we have our hummus wrap. I'm just gonna scoop up our Ethiopian salad, and I'm gonna put it in a straight line, straight as possible. It doesn't have to be super straight, just a straight line. You guys, this is looking so beautiful. Is it just me? I love it. I'm excited about eating this. I think Musadek, my son, is gonna help me. Gonna help me? Yeah. There we go. I'm just gonna get every little bit in there. And as you guys can see, I started from the top, all the way to the top, all the way to the bottom, because I want every bite to taste delicious. I don't want to get just one bite with a little bit of hummus and not these yummy veggies. So for me, I need every tiny little bit. And I am going to sprinkle just a tad bit of berbere on top. Not mandatory, but if you like it a little spicy like I do, you can put berbere, which is our traditional Ethiopian spice. And if not, you don't have any berbere right now, get yourself some cayenne. Nahdra, I can't find any cayenne. All right, use a little black pepper. And you're like, you know what? It's spicy enough for me. Then boom, you're all set. Don't put anything else in it. Once you have it here, you can fold this piece at the bottom, just like so. Take one side, fold it over. As you can see, I'm pressing down on the sides here because that hummus is going to help it stick. And then you just bring your next side over. Any food that's over here, if you didn't make a straight line, it's all right. Just bring it over. Make a nice little snug wrap. You can fold this section up if you need to, or you can just let it hang down depending on how you stuff it. So you don't let that hummus hold everything in. Look at that. Look at that. Does that look good? Can you see in there? Woo! Delicioso. And now you have your Ethiopian salad hummus wrap. Simple and easy. There you go. So I'm just going to move this out the way and we're going to go to our next dish. This aside. Yeah. That's going to be our lunch. Alrighty. And so our next dish is atakilt what? So atakilt what is a very common Ethiopian dish. It is green cabbage. Hello. It is potatoes, any potato of your choice. White potato, red potato, sweet potato. And carrots. So this is more of a stew style, and it is all the veggies together, and we're going to spice it up just a little bit. It's not going to be super spicy. Excuse me, it's not going to be super spicy, but it will be, you know, very flavorful. And we mix it up in a pot, and we're going to have a yummy stew. Alrighty. So first we're going to start off with our green cabbage. I have a medium size green cabbage. You can use any size you want, really depending on how much food you're making for your family or for yourself or for your friends. So we'll start off with the cabbage here. Just going to move this out of the way. And I'm going to cut like so. Cutting off. Now we know cabbages can be a lot to cut sometimes. So you can cut them in halves and then cut them in fourths if that makes it easier for you. Here we have very sharp knives, so we have to be super careful in how we cut them. And you just peel off whatever you don't need and hopefully compost it. Alrighty. So we're going to cut these on the thinner side. Alrighty. So like so. Alrighty, just like so. And just take your time cutting. Get them as thin as you like, or as thick if you like. If you're like, well, Nahdra, I actually like cabbage a lot and I want it thicker, you can do it thicker. You can do it about that size too. Just like that. So I'm just cutting them all. Like so, and then I'm going to go back and I'm just going to cut it again. Just 2 more times. We want them to be fairly big, but not too big, more like bite size, but not simply just shredded. Okay? We'll come back over here. And that was a smaller one, so I'm just going to cut that once. Gathering all of our cabbage. Alrighty, so we have our green cabbage, and I'm just going to get the strainer so we can wash it well. We love our garden food, and we know how many of our crawly friends could be nearby. So we just want to make sure that we wash it all super well. And I'm going to give that a rinse. And then we will start on our next, our potatoes. Alrighty, so I've already cut our potatoes up. I'm using sweet potato today. I just thought I would jazz it up just a little bit. But again, you can use any type of potato you like. Often for this dish, we use white potatoes. But this is just gonna add a hint of sweet taste to it, to our mix. And so I've already washed them and I've already diced them. You can make them a bigger size if you'd like, or you can do bite size. It's really about your preference. Next, we're going to cut our carrots. And you can use any type of carrots you like, any size. We are using these because it's convenient and we have them and they're organic. And I'm just gonna make them bite size, just like so. Again, depending on how many people you are feeding, you can judge how much of the cabbage you'll need, how many potatoes, and how many carrots. Today it's just going to be myself and Musadik eating. So we don't need too much because also we have our yummy, hummus wrap, Ethiopian style. So, and we'll put those carrots here. There we go. And they've already been washed, you guys, so we're all set with that part. Now let's talk about our spices. So here we have turmeric. You guys know turmeric. Turmeric is fabulous, does so much great stuff for our bodies. My goodness. It's a fabulous color for clothing as well. So if you don't want your clothing colored, don't use it unless you have an apron. But it's inflammatory, anti-inflammatory. It does so much great stuff for us in so many ways. So if you're not familiar, get some turmeric or go look it up. And you can use the root or you can use the powder. We have the organic powder today. Also, next we have our black pepper. It's just very thin black pepper. You can use the bigger size if you'd like, that's your preference. And it's not mandatory for you to have black pepper as well, if that's your preference as well. If you don't, if you're like, you know what, Nahdra, I really don't want it too spicy, then you don't have to use any black pepper. We have our sea salt. You can use pink Himalayan sea salt. My suggestion is just not to use iodine salt. Iodine, like, that's not really the healthiest. So ideally, we want it to be the healthiest, as well as putting lots of love in our food. So please use sea salt if you're gonna use any salt, or pink Himalayan sea salt. And then next we have our bebere. As you guys know, it is very super common for us to use bebere in Ethiopian food. Bebere is a mix of spices, cayenne being the base, and there's a lot of, thank you. Yes, there's a lot of other spices that go into it. It is our common mix. We use it in tons of things. I even use it in spaghetti, use my hummus wrap. It's like, almost like sea salt, maybe like that common, or maybe black pepper, that common in other cultures. So for us, we have, in our home, we have bebere just in a shaker, like a salt shaker, because we sprinkle it on tons of things. And even if you don't want it to be too spicy, you could just use a little dash. It has a wonderful flavor, so go check it out. So we have our bebere, and we're going to take these spices as well as our oil. Now you can use any oil you'd like. We're going to use olive oil, but if you're cooking and not just spreading it on top, you can use a different oil like avocado oil or even saffron. There's a lot of sunflower. There's a lot of different oils you can use. We're just going to take it over to the pan. We'll take it over here to our pan. And we have a medium-sized pan here. And I'm just going to sprinkle a little squirt, I guess you could say, of the oil there. And I'm going to put it on a very low heat and start adding our spices in. And you guys, I'm going to grab some garlic because garlic is going to be pretty big. And you can have fresh garlic, you can do powdered garlic. It's really about what works for your budget and what you have accessible. I'm big with using what's accessible. Really, really important to not be wasteful. So if you have garlic powder, you can go right in and put some garlic powder in. I like a lot of garlic, if you can't tell. So I'm putting a good amount inside. Really, it's approximately a spoonful when I add it all together. This is the time where if you like onions, you can add some onions in. We're gonna put a little bit of our black pepper, not a lot. I just took a little tiny bit and put that there with the garlic. And some of our turmeric. I'm happy you guys are familiar with turmeric. That's great. Just gonna add a little bit more. That turmeric is gonna make everything look so golden yellow and beautiful. You're going to remember that you are royalty when you taste it and when you see it. And I'm just gonna give that a little bit of a mix. Just a little bit of a mix. Just like that. And now I'm going to add some water. And I'm going to do about a half a cup of water. And then add in my cabbage. I'm going to add in about a half a cup. Okay, that little sizzle's letting us know that they are hot and ready for our cabbage. There you go. Now remember, we're going to have this on a low heat. So we're going to put it on a low heat and then cover it. I'm just going to mix it up. No, I'm just going to mix it up just like that. And as you mix, you'll see the color start to change. That lovely green cabbage is going to now be a chartreuse, a yellowish green, but bright yellow because of that lovely turmeric. Alrighty. I'm just going to grab our potatoes. And let that cook all together. I'm going to give it a mix. Now, if you prefer not to cook the potatoes and the cabbage together at the same time, because we do know the cabbage is going to cook quicker than the potatoes, you could just cook the potatoes to the side. Often it's fried, the potato is fried, and then just strained and put to the side, strained with the oil off and put to the side. But it's not mandatory for you to fry it. If you like it a little more softer and you still want to get some of that flavor from the potato mixing in with the cabbage, you can put them in together. So now I'm going to turn the heat up just a little bit. So it's a little medium high now. And I'm going to cover it. Give that a cover. Right there. So we're gonna let that cook just a little bit. So this dish takes about 30 minutes or so. You're not cooking the potato down too mushy, unless that's what you prefer. So if you like your potato really, really soft, again, you can cook the potatoes separately. You can even boil them separately and then add the potato in. The idea is you want the cabbage, the potato, and the carrots to get all the flavors in together. So that part is really important. And we're just let it simmer. Let it simmer down. We're going to get our spices ready because we're going to add the rest of our spices in. And I will send all the information of the recipe and the measurement requested. Then you guys can make this at home as well. And this is a simple dish that you can make for your family or just make for yourself. And it really won't take too long. The prepping doesn't even take long either. It'll be about maybe 10 to 15 minutes for the prepping. Yeah, so let's get started on our spices.
We have a lot of questions in the chat about where you can buy these spices and where to find them.
Okay, perfect. Thank you so much, Sarah. So as far as where you can purchase these spices, the turmeric, sea salt, black pepper, and actually bebere, you can get from Whole Foods. The garlic, onion, all of that, you can get from Whole Foods. One of the things I really do like about Whole Foods is that you can get a variety of different spices, even Moroccan. I've gotten tons of spices from there. If you are looking for traditional bebere and you are in the Boston area, one of the stores that I prefer to go to often is Mercato, which means marketplace, you guys. So Mercato is an Ethiopian store right in Roxbury near, it's on Washington Street. It's near Dudley Station area, so not too far from the South End. And they have a wonderful array of spices, traditional Ethiopian spices. And you can get traditional bebere there. Again, Whole Foods does have it, but the place that I prefer to get my bebere, because it is imported. Yes, I'll spell it for you. I know it can be a tongue twister when you first start saying it, I guess. It is B-E, B-E-R-E, bebere. It's a little bit on how to pronounce it, but bebere. So B-E-B-E-R-E, bebere. I know some people are frozen. Hopefully you guys can see me okay. Beauty of we're not frozen. Okay. So hopefully everyone can see okay. As far as the turmeric, you can get turmeric root and cut it up, or you can get turmeric powder. Either one really does work. And that one, again, you can get from Whole Foods. You can get from a lot of the stores that have that sells Indian cuisine. And most of the common grocery stores has turmeric, as well as the black pepper and the sea salt, which I'm happy to say a lot of stores are selling sea salt. So if you see a choice of salts, look for sea salt. please. Alrighty, so we're gonna go. Is there any more questions, Sarah? Maybe. Let me see.
We have a question about what was the half cup of liquid that you added to that last recipe?
That was water. Yes, that was just water.
Those are all.
So I just added a little water so we can get everything steaming.
Great, thank you.
Thank you so much, Sarah. I appreciate you guys. And so we're gonna go back to our spices. Again, we have our turmeric, black pepper, berbere, and sea salt. And so now I'm actually just going to mix them all in together. Now remember, we started out with some, and it really was about a teaspoon, half a teaspoon, not too much. But I'm mixing them all up together. Okay, and here we go. We have it here. And next we are going to check on our pot. Come on over. Oh my gosh, look at that, you guys. How's that looking? Does that look good? You guys should smell the aroma that is blessing us. It is yummy. So if you look here, you can see how it's all changing color. And it's looking really yummy. And I'm gonna add in the rest of our spices and just sprinkle it in just like so. Just like that. And while I'm mixing it in, I'm just gonna take a moment and turn down the heat to low now. The potatoes, our sweet potato is soft. I just took my spoon and went through it so I can see that it's soft. The cabbage is soft and still a little bit, has a little bit of a crunch to it. That's how I like it. You can make it a little softer if you'd like. But if you can see here, guys, we are just about done. It is time to add our carrots in. So just stay right there. I'm going to grab some carrots. Again, if you like your carrots soft, if you want your food very soft, the potato soft, the carrot soft, then you're going to put them in at the same time. You'll put it on the sooner side. I like my carrots to be a little bit firmer with a little bit of crunch. Just a little bit of bite to it. And I'm going to mix that all in together. And now I'm going to add one more half cup of water. So in total, we're going to end up adding 2 cups, but we don't want to add them at the same time. So I'm adding in my next cup of water, excuse me, half cup of water. Again, I tend to do it in a circular form to get it everywhere. And then we give it a good mix. You guys see that there? That's looking yummy. That is looking yummy. And I'm gonna tell you, it smells amazing, amazing. Again, if you don't have berbere, you can use cayenne. I would definitely suggest using less cayenne if you don't have berbere. So altogether about a teaspoon if you're gonna use cayenne. We're just gonna let that simmer just a little bit longer. and cover. We're just gonna let it simmer for about maybe 10 more minutes, a little bit less. If you want a little more crunch, then you definitely go a little less time. You do 6 minutes or 5 minutes, but not more than that. If you want it to be much more softer and you didn't add your potatoes and carrots on the earth side, your carrots like I did, then you want to give it about 10 minutes on a very low heat and just let all those spices simmer, simmer, simmer in and get all mixed in together. Okay, let's see, are these questions? Chat maybe? Let's see, have questions. Pardon me if I didn't get to your questions yet, you guys. I'm so striving to, while mixing up our good stuff. Yes. Okay. Yes, there's a number of Ethiopian markets in Boston, actually. Mercato is just one of them. And just to spell that out for you guys, it's Merkato. Yes, and someone drinks turmeric. That's great. All right, beautiful. Yay, beautiful. Thank you so much for your question. I'm super excited that you guys are here. And I love food. I'm a foodie in general. You probably don't know that yet, but I am. And growing up, I was really picky about food, traditional, like my traditional food. I wasn't really into like a lot of Ethiopian foods. I was super picky about those, picky about American. I was picky about all types of food. And I stopped eating meat when I was 14. My parents was really scared. They thought I was going to wither away and die. But guess what? I'm here. And they did support me and understood that this was my expression and this is what I wanted to do. And when I stopped eating meat, I realized I needed to get in the kitchen and find out how to cook. And that's what I did. So I started mixing all types of stuff up together. I found a lot of stuff that didn't work. And then I found some things that really worked for me and my palate. And so even when I'm cooking in the kitchen for the shop, I make sure that the food tastes good to me and I put lots of love in it. I'm sorry, was that a question? I think it was a question that just popped up. And so just give me 1 minute. Let's see. Facebook. Okay. So yes, we're on Facebook. We're on Facebook as Oasis Vegan Veggie Parlor. And so that's our page. And I will put up some recipes for you guys, as well as I'm working on a cookbook with my children. A plant-based cookbook. They're all plant-based. We have 5. We have a good handful. So we have 5 and they're all plant-based and they love cooking as well. I started cooking classes with them very young, at a very young age, because I feel food is love. Cooking is love. You know, sharing food with one another is, it's love. Even if you don't verbally speak the same language, thank you, Sarah, for putting up the link. And even if you don't verbally speak the same language, we all need to eat. And most times we like eating. And it's a way to really express love through not saying a word. So if the dinner table is quiet, everyone is eating, that's a good thing. Yeah, so I'm happy to share this with you guys, as well as my cameraman, which is my middle son, Musadik. I do appreciate him for coming in this morning with me. And we're gonna check our dish. How about that, you guys? The benefit of reading a question. Yeah, being at home, it's like, wait, we still gotta eat, you guys. Let's find some good food to cook together. How about that? Come on over. There we go, you guys. How's that looking? Does that look fabulous? I think it looks great. And I am turning off the fire because it is time. It is time. I'm just gonna give that a stir. Atakilt, what? Anything with what? With Ethiopian food means sauce. So look at that yummy sauce there. Now, mind you, we only put 1 cup of water in this. And we have a yummy, delicious stew. Carrots, potatoes, and this time we're doing sweet potatoes, and green cabbage, you guys, and some yummy spices, and most of all, love, our main ingredient. How's that? You guys, your home will smell amazing. Trust me. And whoever you're feeding, even if it's just you, I think you'll be pretty pleased. Put all that love in there.
You may have lost your video, Nahdra. If you want to.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Let's see here. All right, how about that?
Thank you.
There we go. Here we go. Can you guys help? Oh, thank you. Thank you, guys. Look at that. That looks amazing. Is it just me? Goodness, look at this yumminess. I wish you guys were here to join us physically. Oh, my goodness. There we go. And so this dish, alongside our Ethiopian hummus wrap, is going to be a wonderful, yummy delight. I'm so happy you guys joined us. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you, Sarah. Thank you all for coming into our kitchen. I would love to meet you all in person. It's been a pleasure. Yay, I'm happy you're hungry. Eat something with love. Remember, whatever you're cooking, put love in it. That is the main ingredient. It will be awesome because we're awesome.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure for all of us too. And on behalf of Oldways, Friends of the Armenian Heritage Park, and Age Friendly Boston, just a huge thank you for teaching us how to cook today. And thank you to all of you viewers for joining us. You will all receive an email with the recipes. And we wish everybody happy cooking and a wonderful weekend. Thank you.
Thank you. Peace, peace.
Bye.